I told my parents, like, all my friends are like breaking up and I'm from a girls' school. So like my dad was like, you should stay away from them. And I'm like, but they're my friends, you know what I mean?
It depends on the era. If you're talking about this era, we are more liberal. If you're talking about the previous era, 60s, 70s, 80s, maybe they are a bit conservative.
Don't think so, because we pretty much can do our own stuff, just don't go against the law.
To a certain extent, yeah.
Yeah, especially the older generation. They're very traditional. They always stick like their parents' way, their grandparents' way. They always stick to like one way.
I think it's conservative, but the difference between Singapore and say like the UK or something like that is that the people here, even though they're conservative, they don't say anything about it.
You mean the law like man and man, girl and girl?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, but I mean this is very uncommon, no? It's not normal thing, no? Because girl and girl, can they produce baby? I don't think so. Man and man, can they produce baby? I don't think so. So what they want to get married is to produce baby. They doing this type of things. I mean, it's very not normal.
People like me have always existed, regardless of a law. Like different types of people are always gonna exist. I think it's crazy because we're a multiracial like country and we pride on being like open to different races and all of that. So I think it's quite sad that they still have this, oh, if you're lesbian, gay or whatever, like you don't have the same rights as other people. I think that's crazy because at the end of the day we're all humans despite being like a first world country. That's crazy. We're a first world country and we're not really first world minded, I feel like.
My parents, like, they watch like those like short films, transgender people growing up. I feel like when it comes to like LGBTQ communities, they like don't really understand. I told my parents, like, all my friends are like breaking up and I'm from a girls' school. So like my dad was like, you should stay away from them. And I'm like, but they're my friends, you know what I mean? Then it gets me thinking like, oh, like, what if one day I'm like that? Like would you ever accept me? So it's kind of hard lah.
Certainly I did heard the rumors lah, but actually to myself lah, what individual I'm thinking is something like ridiculous, man to man. You can love each other, but not in a sex way, all this thing lah.
My thoughts on the law is that I find it quite hard to understand. Everyone is entitled to love who they want to love and do what they want to do. I just don't think it's anyone else's business.
I don't know I mean, me and my parents got talk about it. They say in Chinese lah, whatever that makes them happy, they happy can already lor. Just don't go and care about what other people think. Because at the end of the day, you are living your own life. Also not people choosing for you.
I believe it takes a while for the whole of us who are normal to accept this kind of relationship. Not only gay, we're talking about lessee too. You see, even until today, I find it very weird to see them together, especially when they do those kind of intimacy in public. Come back to being a human, I just think it's their business, none of my concern.
How is it going to affect literally anybody though? Like I feel like if you don't have a direct family member who's part of the LGBTQ plus community, like why do you care? Because you're not like directly affected. So I feel like that's crazy that people are so concerned about sexuality, gender identities. Like it's nobody's business, honestly. Like
Even in our school, they're kind of like against it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we're from a Catholic.
Yeah, we're from Catholic school. I think for my teacher, she's like, I'm not against it, but then we are not allowed to talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess in a way very suppressed.
So I have these two classmates that were dating in my class.
Okay.
There's this one instance where like they were hugging, then like the teacher was like, hey, don't. I'm like, it's just hugging. You know what I mean?
No, they use the excuse of social distancing. That's why.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. They will remove this law. As for Singapore, I believe they don't remove this law. Religion, I can tell you one thing, that is their belief. You see, that is their belief. Religion, they have their own law also. For me, I am a free thinker. Whatever anybody want to do anything, they can do it, but don't go against the law.
But I think Singapore is a very multicultural country anyways. A lot of religions and a lot of different beliefs and opinions. So I think going forward, maybe it's time to accept and move on.
yeah, Singapore should move towards a country where it's more loving freely, rather than to be more conservative, because conservative has a big problem. It's actually a problem the way I see it. Example, say you want to socialize. It's a conservative country, hence you don't feel like there's a need to socialize or there is a need to expand your connections. So that is a problem itself logically.
Nobody on earth is the same as another person. Everybody's different. You should just stop caring and utter mind your own business. Like Singaporeans would say, don't kepo.
Yeah, you're like multiracial. I don't think putting one more thing into that group would be a problem.
I think the reason why people think the LGBT group is really loud, it's always shoved in their face, because they don't really regard the problem or the situation. They try to shrug it off. Then whenever they see it again, they're like, hey, why this again? It's like seeing the same ad over and over again.
I mean, the only way it's gonna happen is when both parties come to conclusion. Let's do this together. Yeah, like accept each other. Then we can like party. Yeah,
Go bar.
flags. You know, like those like pride walks they do.
Oh my
I
god!
want that to happen.
Imagine to do it in Orchard Road.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
That would be so great, so pretty.
Why? Because when we love, it means we take care and caring much better, correct? You know, nowadays we can see clearly lah, man and man, woman and woman, all this thing. Funny, isn't it? That's why we must have a negative and positive. Why must be negative and negative? Cannot, correct? Or positive and positive, cannot, correct? That's so simple things.
But like you say, it's a new generation now already, and our norm is we shouldn't be so conservative because we got our choice to choose lah, and we got the freedom lah. The older generations, the majority will be happy about it lah, but it's under your own free will lah, so you can do whatever you want. Just make sure you yourself are happy, can already lor.